Welcome to the Strategic Life Podcast, episode 107. Are they boneless wings or chicken nuggets? With your host, Coach Mario.
Dr. Mario.
Along with Frank.
These just get better and better.
You heard that right. And if you're still reeling from last year's episode of Are They Drums or Flats?
No, drums or flat, not are they?
Drums or flats, are they drums or flats? Whatever. So, first of all, let's just... Good Lord.
Yes.
Drums.
You get more
Come
drums.
on, man.
You don't get more. You get more meat with less work.
Yes.
With drums.
No.
Come on.
Yes, you do.
2-1.
So, having...
We put up this survey. You guys lost on social media last year. We're really going to do that?
We didn't
You gotta live in
This
the
is
now.
the
Stop
recount.
living in the past.
The recount. Since when are you guys Democrats?
There was a dangle. There was
I said it. Frank at AmphraBusinessSolutions.com.
Thank you,
there was a
Jesus.
dangling Chad on that last one.
Lord have
At
mercy.
me, bro.
So, okay, so let's go for the first one, the obvious one. Are they boneless wings or are they chicken nuggets?
Oh, I'm down to have this discussion.
Okay.
There's three types. There are chicken wings, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets. Do not misconstrue and put some respect on my chicken, and I will not allow you to identify as my chicken is my chicken. Like, it is what it is.
What are your chickens? What are your chickens'
I
pronouns?
just told you the wings, tenders, and nuggets. Okay. Now, when you get into the realm of, well, it's a boneless wing. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like just because you cut off the bone doesn't make it a wing. No, that's it. Once you do that, boom.
It's now a nugget.
It's a nugget.
So there's
now.
okay.
If you're gonna compile the meat together, and that's another thing. Like, it's not a wing. Like most wings are what? Dark meat. But when you bite into a chicken nugget or you bite into a chicken tender, you get white meat. So no, it's not the same. It's not made the same. It's not from the same part of the chicken. No, it's not. It's not.
So I have a
wing,
question.
Tender, nugget, and I'm adamant about it. And if you got problems,
I was gonna say
you can at me, Instagram, Twitter, email, show up to the office. I don't care. We can go to Sports Grill. We can go anywhere you want and handle this on the streets.
He's passionate about this.
I was gonna say you have more energy about this than any other topic we've
For
ever
real.
had.
107 episodes in, and this is what you thrive on? But I've got a question. So what do you call the whole chicken that's being sold without the wings?
Chicken.
Without the wings?
Without the wings, no, it's still chicken.
They're selling the wings separately and still calling it a whole chicken.
No, you can't do that either. No.
Who's doing that?
No. Look, there's thighs.
Frank's like, who are they? Let me at them.
Yeah, like
See, y'all didn't know.
Okay, so are they boneless wings or nuggets?
it's wingless chicken.
It's wingless chicken, man. It is what it is.
All right, so clearly we're not here to talk about chicken all day.
Definitely not.
all day
It was
long.
our opening, but so what are we talking about?
That was unscripted, brother.
So,
But we've had this conversation before.
Kudos. It went very well. Thank you very much.
so
At me.
are they chicken wings or nuggets? So what we want you to focus on is what are things in your life that you think they are that things are not, right? And if you're wondering what in Tarnizzle am I talking about, I'm talking about such things as somebody, could be you, could be your friend or someone you know who potentially always has a new job and is always job hopping from one opportunity to another. Is it that they are getting actual, are they actually improving their life? Or are they just moving around? Is the because we've all dealt or been in a relationship or in the close vicinity, if you will, of someone who habitually what's the phrase I'm looking for? Makes sideways moves. They're
Lateral.
There you go. So makes lateral moves in different companies, and then usually it's followed by, well, the boss was this, and the company does that, and then it's just like, I think the common denominator is you.
Blame game.
Right? So is it really an opportunity or promotion, or is it they're running away from something? Potentially.
Well, to that point, at least for us, like what I see a lot is, and then this is just, my perspective, even though the chicken is correct, but
full disclaimer.
the running in place, that's a killer, man. Because you're just putting in effort and you're going nowhere. And that's a bad place to be. Because what's happening is you're exhausting yourself, you're putting in efforts, you're burning resources, you're burning people, and it's doing nothing for you or the people around you. And that's not good. That's not good. You're better off moving forward and making mistakes and just staying in the same place and just exhausting yourself. So, and we see that when you talk about those things, right? Oh, well, it's a new job. It's new this. No, you're just doing the same thing. No, it's a new relationship. No, you're just finding the type of person again, you're making the same mistake.
Right. In relationships that happens too.
And well, how does that tie into the title? Because we lie to ourselves. The same way you're lying to yourself if you say that a boneless wing is not a nugget. So don't lie to yourself. Don't rephrase or rename or, repackage an idea knowing it's still the same thing.
Absolutely. And you bring up another great point. Relationships. People who jump from one relationship to another. And is it really, is it a boneless wing or is it a nugget, right? Is it that you can't find the right relationship, or is it that you can't be alone? Or is it that you're afraid of being lonely? Oh man, this is going good.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Because that's a reality. So, I believe that my personal beliefs, I believe that we are creatures that are meant to be around other people, that there is a person for everyone. Yeah. And in that regard, if you can't be by yourself, that's something you need to learn how to do correctly. Because what do they say? If you expect someone else to make you happy, then you'll never be happy. And that's irresponsible of you. Because why? Because how is someone else supposed to make you happy if you can't make yourself happy? And what greater sign of that too than you're not being able to be alone because you can't stand being with yourself?
Well, you need to ask yourself why you're going into a relationship with that person. Right. And that goes for anything. If it's, I'm tired of being alone. A relationship doesn't fix that. Loneliness is being surrounded by the wrong people, not being by yourself. Right. I'm in love with this person. Okay. Why? For what? Like, you're in love how? Right? Like you're gonna move forward with them or something. If it's just, it's convenient, I've been alone, I think I'm ready. If you're saying those things, you are bringing the wrong things to the table. You will end up poisoning the well before you can start drinking from it. So you really need to be mindful and look within when you're doing those things, with relationships. So same thing, actually same thing with the work, how we started the podcast. Hey, I'm going to chase this new opportunity, but you're bringing the same bad habits. You're bringing the same attitude problems. You're bringing the same things that were a demise to you at your previous employer or job or business or venture or whatever it is. Well, I'm going to start a new company and this time I'm not going to do cars. I'm going to sell flowers. But if you have the same bad habits that destroyed you in the car game, you're going to destroy yourself when you become a florist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
100%. So, I mean, it's almost very similar when we talk about relationships and then, going back to the workplace. But there's, other opportunities to evaluate, are things really what you think they are? That's a great one, too, as well. Even your dreams, even your things that you've been passionate about in life. Are you tired of doing the music? Are you tired of... oh God, I'm trying to remember all the things I was into, right? Hooking up cars and all these things. I think my dream got shattered with cars. I think the police did that for me. I loved.
We're gonna skip over that.
Yeah, I loved hooking up cars. I got a bunch of tickets for my exhaust, and then for this and for that. And then I remember one time I got pulled over, and this was the deciding factor. It was with my 2003 Acura RSX, my last little.
That thing was
my
nice.
last little baby.
It was pretty.
I got pulled over, and I was in traffic, literally just driving home, and the cop pulled me over but I was going in pace with a bunch of cars. And I go, he's like, I pulled you over. I'm no, I'm not sure. And first of all, you never admit guilt, they'll use it. If you say, no, I think I was going 10 over, they'll write 10 over on the ticket. So I was going to speed them. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ossifer. So I was like, I pulled you over, and I was like, no, I have no idea. He's like, because you were speeding. And I was like, I didn't realize that I was going with the flow of traffic. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I was going that means everyone around me was going about the same speed. I go, why did you pick me? He's like, you had the nicest car.
Stop.
And I was like, wow. And that was the day I decided to come home and just take everything off and give up the car stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. He goes, you had the nicest car. And I was like, yeah. And I remember I was on page 2 of the Miami-Dade Clerk of Courts for car infractions. Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm done wasting money. You know, like I could admit a couple years before with the Civic, I was riding, I was always speeding and being a little jerk. Not that bad, really, but with the RSX, I was way more responsible. I was like, took it all apart.
Yeah, but that car was like a show car, so like you're right in the sense of.
I was like,
man, that's horrible.
So. Again, was it me? Was it a boneless swinger or is it another? Was I really done or did I let someone else do that for me in that example? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now that I think about it, I feel like, like I don't regret anything that happened after it, but like it's on my perspective, it's a shame because, that's someone else's influence to take away how I felt about something. And that was kind of my, the county taking my money.
Yeah.
For multiple years, I was making payments. So yeah, but when it comes to your dreams, are you really done or is it, because let's think about why we do, especially when it comes to our hobbies and dreams, we got into it because we liked it. We got into it because we enjoyed it. Do you still enjoy it? Are you still staying in it because it has the same magic it had? Or are you just searching for something else?
Why do you guys think we repackage that though? Right? Like, why do you think that what would you tell, the strat lifers, right? The strategens, the strat knights, the strategians, like whatever it is. Our little chicken nuggets out there. What advice would you give people to, hey, you know what? Yeah, I got to stop repackaging things. I got to start calling it how it is.
Huh. I think it's I think you'd have to know the case by case scenario,
context,
if you will. Yeah. I mean, that was one example for the car, and I can remember another time, like specifically to that passion of hooking up and dumping all my money into the cars when my car got broken into. My older one, the older Honda, because I felt violated. Someone else had been inside my baby. Someone else had taken the amplifiers from her sweet little seats.
Wow.
And they stole the ignition cables on the 5th floor of the Mayfair. I had to push the car down. So that was the first. I mean, that was the same thing. Same thing happened. I was like, I'm done with this. and then Dad was the one who's like, you like that stuff? Don't do that. Don't take the stuff off your car. Like I can't even drive the thing right now. But so I think it is on a case by case scenario. But I mean, maybe when it comes down to it, maybe it's that. That human need for variety, that wanting something different, something new. And even though you love something, maybe you just get used to it. You get bored of it in that scenario.
Seasons and phases of life. It's what I'm hearing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the chapters, chapters change, seasons change, and sometimes looking at things differently, a different point of view, perspective, or sometimes that's cool. But as long as, again, you don't lie to yourself, right? So if you're gonna step back and you're gonna, hey, you know what? Let me take a look at this from a different angle. Let me step away from this problem, this situation. Let me take a step back. That's good, but don't lie to yourself. Don't sit there and hey, you know what? I'm just gonna mix it up, call it something different, and then that should make the problem go away. A clear example again, back to relationships. A baby will fix it. Marriage will fix it. The next step will fix it.
The baby will
introducing this person to something else will fix it. Getting more serious will fix it. No.
And just the terminology of fixing it suggests that something's broken.
Correct.
And in life, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be good days. There's going to be challenging days. If we look at the challenging days as opportunities to learn, and I know in the moment it can be difficult. For some people, it is, okay, bring it. It's an opportunity. How can I conquer? How can I overcome? For some people, it's, okay, I'm just going to put that on hold, or I'm going to park in this cul-de-sac for a moment and see what happens next. Whatever you do, it's your choice. What's wise is to take a step back and look strategically at, what is this going to do for me? If I don't decide this, what is it going to cost me in the future? And then if you conduct that analysis, what would happen if you will? What would happen if you don't? What wouldn't happen if you didn't? What would happen if you do? then you're going to able to say, okay, well, wait a minute, I'm just confusing myself. And that's possibly what's going to happen. Yeah. And then you're going to go, oh, well, to someone like Frank or a coach or someone else that's very near to you. What I like to do is if I'm at that crossroads, I'm not going to ask someone that doesn't have experience, that has not gone through whatever that situation is before. I'm going to go someone that's in the room that's smarter than me and say, hey, can we have a conversation? There's something that about life that I need to make a decision on. I'm not asking you to tell me what to do. So that releases that burden, but I'm just asking you to hear me out and help me to think this through, because what I've done before has definitely not worked. And if it has, fine, then you probably are not going to be asking for advice. Then maybe you're the one that's giving it. But for the most part, what we're talking about, it's wings over nuggets. You got to say, okay, so I need to perhaps just have a conversation with a coach or someone that's giving you spiritual direction, whatever the case may be. What I would advise against is going to someone that's going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Because we all have the capacity to do that, and that's easy. What you want is someone that will tell you what you necessarily don't want to hear and give you some options, right? You don't want to go to someone that's going to be like the newspaper that, well, you can't do this and you can't do that and you can't do this and you can't do that. And this is, disaster is glooming and the world's going to fall down or whatever.
What newspapers are you reading?
Well, I would say media.
News sources.
I would say media in general.
The world's ending at CNN,
right? Oh, good Lord!
Yeah, I could say it, right? We're gonna do that. Actually, that's a good. We do a lot of that with politics.
Yeah, we do.
Right? We do, like,
as a society. Yes.
As a society, we do that with politics. Hey, we're gonna rebrand this as something else. No, it's been done before. It's called communism, right? Like yeah, again,
or socialism,
right? Or socialism,
or social structure.
Yeah, like we can't repackage some of this stuff. We're doing it a lot. Oh no, the financial crisis that we're going through, and we're repackaging it as we're in a financial crisis. Like we are, like we're not making the same money. We're paying more for everything. Like it's affecting everything. But we need to learn and our past, our history, learning from people who have survived those mistakes is a great way where we don't make those same mistakes again.
The challenge is getting people
fall in those pits.
Challenge is getting people to re-look at history and the patterns of every empire that has fallen.
But again, we go back to is a boneless wing a chicken nugget? We're rewriting history now. We're calling it something else.
Yeah. I mean, I like where we're going, and in closing with this. We talked about internally, but let's talk externally, right? Is it a boneless wing or is it a nugget?
It's communism.
Even in general, even not outside of government, besides your democratic socialism, which you vote for.
Don't make him choke on his coffee.
When dealing with other people and with there's something, again, the phrase seems too good to be true. Is it a boneless wing or is it a nugget? Is there something in it for you or is it something in it for them?
Oh.
Remember, most people aren't making deals because it's just going to all benefit you, right? That's like someone coming on the scene and saying, on sale now, but I got an even better price for you.
And I've learned how to know the difference.
Okay. So tell us before we close.
It's all in the explanation. If now you have to sometimes ask for the explanation. So I'll give you a real good example. If somebody walks up to you and tells you, I got exactly what you need for the price you want and all of this, and you sit there like Coach said, this is too good to be true, and you run with it, that's on you. That's on you for buying from the snake oil man, right? That's on you. Now, if somebody sits there and says, hey, I got the deal for you, and explains how they got it, why they're giving it to you, and you, with your logic, can make that assessment, you're in the clear. Because there are some good deals out there that you can find that you can do yourself, right? But if you're going to sit there and just naively believe everything, if you're going to be a naive individual, and when you're going to be a naive individual, we all do it, right? Like, I've done it. I've done it in relationships. I've sat there and like, oh, no, but she's pretty and this and that. This is great. And I was naive and then got taken advantage of, right? But that's on me. Same thing with friends. Oh, I like this person. I want to be their friends. And oh, this person's too good to be true. And then, I never found out really why they want to be my friends. And then I found out. Business situations and money situations. Oh, what a great deal I got on this. And then you drive it off the lot and, oh man, this thing's garbage. And so you have to do your due diligence with yourself and the things that you are putting into your world. If you can do that and you understand it and you accept it, then it's a good deal. But like Coach said, if somebody's just magically walking up to you, telling you some great story and selling you something
Free.
and it's or free or a great deal, and it's checking off all the boxes and you're not figuring it out why, most likely,
You get what you get and you don't get upset.
Exactly.
You're not getting. You're getting the boneless wing.
You're getting a boneless wing.
And it's not a nugget.
Correct.
We'll keep dropping all the good facts. Come back next time.